Hey folks, we're back with another 5 and 10 interview after a brief break. Shahbaz Khan of Maaco Abbotsford and Langley. I'll let Shabaz tell the story. Listen to his unique approach and his focus on quality, customer, and ease of doing business. Enjoy the interview. Hey, this is John Harvey from CrashBay.com. I have with me Shahbaz Khan of Maaco Abbotsford and Langley. Shabaz, are you ready for your 5 and 10?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Thank you for joining me today, Shabaz. And, I just want to start the interview by having you introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about you, your story, and your business, and maybe how you got into the business.
Yes, first of all, thank you, John, for having me here. It's all my pleasure. My background is actually in business, MBA in marketing. I worked with the RBC Royal Bank and had always business minded with how to deal with customers. Clientele is first priority. And I always wanted to start my own business here and loved the cars and everything. So I thought like it might be a good opportunity. But because it was like a new for me, so I wanted to get into like a franchise where I can get help as well. So Maaco was like a great opportunity for us. And I contacted with Maaco and they had interviewed us and they're like, yes, it's a good fit because my background is in marketing as well and clientele and how to manage the business. That's what they were looking for. And that's how I got it with Maaco in Abbotsford. So operated the Maaco Abbotsford for about like 2 years. And then there was like an existing opportunity in Maaco in Langley because the previous owner wanted to sell the business because of some family sickness issues. So I'm like, yeah, it's a good opportunity. And that's how I got into Maaco Langley.
That's excellent. So you started Abbotsford on your own, but with the help of the Maaco franchise, and then you took over an existing business in Langley that was started by a previous owner. Those are two very different and distinct journeys. I'm sure you've learned immensely from both experiences.
Yes.
As far as COVID-19 is concerned, I don't want to dwell too much on the virus, but it has an impact on business owners. And, we can see obviously the negative impacts that it's had on society and people, but I think there's also some positives that come out of it, like any adversity that humans face. What are some of the things that you can speak to around some of the things that you've adapted in your business or changed in your business as a result of COVID-19?
Yes, because before it was totally different. It was like a face-to-face interaction because that's how this industry is, right? You have to see the person, you have to see the car in here. So after COVID-19, what we did like a phone logs, so customer can call us in, and if they need like any private estimate other than the insurance, so we always recommend them to email it to us, the photos and everything. So we looked at the photos and all that, along with their VIN number, put into our system here, check the bodywork, like how much bodywork it needs it, because the refinish is all automatically calculated it. And then we submit it to our customer. We're like, this is the starting point. This is what the estimate is. But at the end, once you're ready, if you're happy with the estimate, you can bring your vehicle in. Yeah. And the customer we can make the customer stay inside the vehicle so he's not stepping it out. Yeah. And we do like electronic estimate. Mm-hmm. And then we give them proper estimate. We're like, yes, so the estimate will be sent to your email. So if he's ready to drop off the vehicle, he can drop off at the same time. If not, then he can bring it back in. And right. Because of COVID, the next step is because we always clean the vehicles, like detailing and everything. Yeah. Now, because of COVID, we always sublet it for sanitizations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes. So that's what we're doing it right now. So we have like a sublet company that we're started it. And basically we do the detailing, send it to them for sanitizations and make sure the vehicle is sanitized and safe to drive for the customers so they can feel confident.
Yeah. So that's an important point there is you've segmented your process where you've integrated or implemented a photo-based estimating contactless process, but you were wise enough to make a decision and every location is different, that there's a certain level of expertise that's required to clean the vehicle. And so you've outsourced that particular part of the process or that activity.
Yes.
Was that something that you knew you were going to do, or did you come to that conclusion after some trial and error?
Well, because it is like a very sensitive, right? Because we want to make sure it is sanitized.
Yeah.
So we do the cleaning in here, but we don't have like all the tools that it need to be 100% sanitized.
Right.
So we sublet to someone who is professional at it, right? So then that way we don't have the liability on our shoulders.
Sure.
So when we give it to the customer, we tell them like, yes, the vehicle has been sanitized.
Yeah.
And they can drive it safely. So they have the peace of mind as well, because on our invoice, it does mention like, yes, we are subletting it.
Yeah. And peace of mind is an important point there to emphasize, that you've provided that comfort, that peace of mind to the customer by doing that. So when you now think about your business long term, and this is something that was forced on all of us, are there things now that you've changed about your business that you will retain as permanent elements, because they've actually resulted in process improvements or efficiencies, or just resulted in better client experience?
Yes, definitely. Because we found out that the first estimate that we're generating, which is based on the photos, we were not used to it, right? It was all this. That's how this industry, like, we always like have to see the vehicle physically. Like anybody calls in, yes, we need to see the vehicles.
Yeah.
Now moving forward, and I think this industry is going to change, or is changing it right now after COVID-19. That yes, we can do the estimate just by looking at the pictures. Yeah. And that's what we are really practicing it right now. And I think that's a good practice. Like the person don't have to come into the shop. And I think that's how the market is changing as well. Like people doing like online shopping, as an example, going into the regular store, right? So same thing in this industry as well. And it's a good trend. It's people can get like an estimate just by sitting at home, and they can get the quality as well.
Yes.
And the value as well. So their time is important. So we want to make sure we save their time as well, right? So it's a really good practice that I would like to continue on it, right? As well as like we sanitize all of our tools, because we want to make sure our employees are safe as well, right? So we sanitize our tools as well, like employees sanitize their tools by themselves. We sanitize the front desk and area as well, right? Regular basis. So it's just being extra caution. So I think it's a nice way to go further.
For sure. And you've got an employee component there as well as a client component. And so it's important that you, in any business, you don't focus on one and ignore the other, right? Because really one has an influence on the other. So that's very wise of you. As far as your accomplishments, Shabaz, what are some recent accomplishments that you're proud of?
Yes. Maaco Langley, both stores, Maaco Abbotsford and Maaco Langley, they both were not certified as ICBC accredited shop. So since I got Maaco Langley, so I made this one to ICBC accredited shop. That's a huge accomplishment.
Wow.
It was hard to get into the doors. So once we are into ICBC, everything is coming along with it, right?
Yes.
So basically before we were just focusing on retail side and fleet side. And that's why we didn't need too much of ICBC, because we were busy with fleet options as well, right?
Right.
But that was the main piece of the puzzle that was missing, right? So once we got the ICBC, its extra accreditation starts going with it, and also make people proud that yes, they're getting their car fixed at Maaco in Langley, and they have peace of mind. Yes, it's a accredited shop.
Yes.
So it's a big accomplishment. We had to do like a certain vehicle, like where ICBC has to come in, and they have to inspect it, make sure all the repairs are safe and everything. We have the right tools, right equipments, technology, and they checked everything. We are proud that we passed all their pre-rec and everything, and passed all the inspection process as well. So that is a huge thing for me.
Well, congratulations on that. I know that takes a lot of hard work, and that program is always evolving.
Yes.
And it's not something that is a once and done, right? You have to
No.
maintain those criteria to stay on the program and that performance. So I know
Yes.
there's a governance component to that program as well. And for those watching outside of British Columbia, ICBC is the government insurer, which makes up the vast majority of claims volume for
Yes.
that particular province. So, being accredited by ICBC is a significant goal that is worth our accomplishment, I should say, that is worth highlighting, and has really opened up the insurance space for your location. And I'm
Yeah.
sure for Abbotsford, which if I know you, will be a fast follow. So
Yes.
congratulations on that accomplishment. And
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing more. So final question for you, Shabaz. What do you want Maaco Langley and Maaco Abbotsford to be known for? When customers think about your two locations, what do you want them to be known for?
Well, number one is that I want customer to have the value. They should feel the value of it. Like anybody can repair the vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not the only one to credit, there's other ICBC credit shops, but I want customer to know that yes, they will get a good quality, they can
Mm-hmm.
have a peace of mind,
Yeah.
they will get a good customer service. Those
Mm-hmm.
are the keys, right? Our customer service is going to be set different compared to our competitors. And I want them to feel about it. And I'm pretty sure they'll be happy if they repair their vehicles through Maaco Abbotsford or Maaco Langley.
That's fantastic. So just to recap a few things. So, you got into the business coming from outside of the auto body industry. You've been a business owner and you've been involved in other industries. You started a location from the ground up on your own, acquired a second location from a previous owner. You have integrated photo-based estimating into your process. You are focusing on making the environment more comfortable for customers and employees, providing peace of mind. Ease of doing business seems to be a big focus for you. Recently accredited by ICBC, and focusing on other accreditations to improve your business and elevate them to the next level. And the things you want to be known for are quality, peace of mind, and customer service. Fantastic work, Shabaz. It's great to be associated with you. Thank you for agreeing to do this today. Final thing, where can we find you online? Where can we find your locations?
It is, you can go to online, maaco.ca and /Langley, or if you're looking for Abbotsford, maaco.ca /Abbotsford.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You can also find Maaco Langley and Abbotsford in the Crash Bay Marketplace at crashbay.com. Please stay tuned for more business owner interviews from business owners like Shabaz telling their stories of their business and their brands. Thanks again, Shabaz, for doing the interview today. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.